Global emergencies are currently accelerating at a massive scale that often outpaces the systems designed to handle them. From climate-driven migration to sudden border displacements, the initial response is frequently a race against a widening gap in resources. When a sudden crisis hits, the first wave of humanitarian aid is usually driven by immediate, reactive energy. But without a structured operational framework, that goodwill can quickly collapse under the logistical weight of the field. On the other side of the equation, the international institutions funding these responses have their own requirements. They operate on strict mandates, demanding detailed, metrics-driven logical frameworks before a project is ever approved. This creates a constant friction point. The analytical reporting required by a boardroom in Geneva rarely mirrors the unpredictable, fast-moving reality of a mudslide or a conflict zone. Navigating this requires a practitioner who can do two things at once: architect the rigorous data systems that donors expect, and lead with the adaptable, human-centric focus the field demands. I have spent over 15 years as a development practitioner, serving as the bridge between those analytical requirements and the survival of the people on the ground. My work involves managing emergency responses in the world's largest refugee settlements, like the hillside camps in Bangladesh. Here, the logistical scale is immense. You are coordinating the movement of water, medical supplies, and shelter materials for hundreds of thousands of people across a terrain that is constantly shifting. Through these deployments, I found that true impact is only possible when you work at the intersection of empirical research and human-centric leadership. This dual expertise is how we take a chaotic, multi-layered emergency and structure it into a project with clear, measurable outcomes. Before any fieldwork can begin, a foundational blueprint must be built at the desk. In this sector, we call it a theory of change. As this diagram illustrates, a theory of change maps the exact logical pathway of a program. It shows how initial resource inputs lead directly to specific activities, which are designed to produce tangible, long-term outcomes. We use this data-backed framework to craft project proposals that are technically sound and anticipate potential operational risks. These proposals are the primary tool for securing the funding required by global development institutions to initiate a response. My portfolio includes engaging with a wide range of institutional stakeholders and multinational donors to ensure these programs are fully supported. This desk-side architecture provides the evidence required to secure the resources needed for life-saving fieldwork. Once a program moves into the field, the focus turns to execution. This involves managing multi-stakeholder consortiums, ensuring that local governments and NGOs are perfectly aligned across different sectors. To track our success and stay accountable, we use MEAL systems, which stands for Monitoring, Evaluation, Accountability, and Learning. This dashboard shows how a MEAL system aggregates quantitative data from multiple regional operations into a single framework. If a crisis in one region should unpredictably escalate, this real-time data allows leaders to see the change immediately and rebalance resources to meet the new demand. Ultimately, MEAL frameworks provide the transparent reporting required by donors, without sacrificing the operational flexibility field teams need to survive. But what does all this high-level data tracking and institutional reporting actually look like on the ground? It looks like the physical delivery of vital resources: food, clean water, and infrastructure, backed by the expertise of global agencies. My goal is to ensure that these large-scale initiatives translate into specific, inclusive actions that reach the people who need them most. That requires the strict integration of gender mainstreaming and disability inclusion into every metric we track. Rigorous data analysis is what allows us to track specifically who is being reached, providing the verification needed to ensure that marginalized people remain a priority throughout a chaotic response. Whether you are navigating complex donor requirements or managing the logistics of field survival, you need a proactive partner who understands both. As an independent consultant, I offer comprehensive services, from drafting multi-donor funding proposals to building robust MEAL frameworks from the ground up. I invite you to view my Upwork profile and reach out so we can build resilient, data-backed